we rolling? We're good?
Yeah, that's all making it, too.
All right, welcome back to the BotchPod. The BotchPod. The BotchPod. The BotchPod. The worst podcast in the world. All right.
Just do it.
Welcome back to the BotchPod, the worst podcast in the world. Today we got Dan from D Nice Customs.
How we doing, guys?
Welcome. Thank you for coming on. Sorry for the whole debacle.
Oh, good, man.
Oh, man.
That was not recorded. That should have been recorded, honestly.
No, it shouldn't. Because then it just makes us look even worse.
Poor Dan here. We just made him sit for 20 minutes while we were trying to figure out the mics. We might be switching rooms at this point
You gotta do
because
something.
we keep picking up like radio frequencies and stuff.
If you guys hear, like, she thinks my tractor's sexy in the background, just ignore it. I don't think you will. I think we got to figure it out now, but...
So how are you?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Good. Good.
I'm doing better now.
Yeah.
How was your day? Busy
It
today?
was pretty chill, yeah.
So you got your hands in a lot of pots. For the people that don't know, obviously you have D Nice Customs.
Yep.
You make stickers, endless things pretty much, right?
Yeah, it's a custom shop at the end of the day, so, you know, that's one of the products there.
Right here.
I try to not turn anything away if I can do it, just to see if it actually spawns off into an actual product, which sometimes it does. But yeah, if my machines can do it, I usually try to take it on, see if it turns into something.
It's crazy. And then you also do vending machines. Are you still doing that?
Yep. Vending machines, Airbnbs, rental properties.
How many rentals do you own?
We got 10 doors in total.
Okay.
And 3 of those are current Airbnbs and one's under construction.
Shit.
Yeah.
So kind of just all around hustling.
Yeah, man. That's
Fucking right. Yeah.
4 properties total then?
For how many properties? Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, spread across 4 properties. Yep.
Nice.
I just sold a duplex I had in First Ward early last year. So that was another 2 units that we lost. But
Gotcha. So where are the Airbnbs? Are they all around Buffalo?
yeah, Larkinville. 3 in one property, and then around the corner. So they're all right there, Seneca Street.
Cool. I'm curious, how do those do in Buffalo?
Oh, they do good. You know, I mean,
I know people do that down in like Orchard Park around the stadium and stuff.
Right. But I mean, I still get a lot of people for the games. Niagara Falls, Flickinger Center, the medical corridor. You know, so I'm pretty centrally located too. So it's just like, you know, 15, 20 minutes to the airport, to the stadiums, to Niagara Falls. You know, so that works out good too.
Yeah, definitely.
That is cool. I guess that does make sense because then you're also near downtown. Like you just go party after games or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
People don't want to drive, and then the thruway's right there, 33's right there.
Absolutely.
So it works out good, and you know, it's not like it's a Florida Disneyland type of situation where, you know, people think that's where Airbnbs or California, but you know, I stay busy. You know, good offerings, clean properties. You know, I've been a Superhost since the beginning, and I've been doing it for going on 5 years now. And just adding them as people. What happened was as people moved out of my apartments, I've converted them into Airbnbs because it's just like, you know, the rental laws in New York State just took a shit during COVID.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, let's just keep rolling with this till we can.
Yeah.
So with like Airbnbs, like what are like some of the horror stories you've dealt with?
Not too many horror stories, man. I've during COVID, a year prior to COVID, I had my first one, so I got, you know, a little bit of knowledge, I guess, just doing that. During COVID, when all the hotels were shut down and all that shit, First of all, I don't host any locals. So that's my number one rule already. If you're within, I think 35 miles, 40 miles, I got in there. I don't want to host you. If you got 716 in your phone number, I don't want to host you.
They're gonna be throwing parties or something.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And so it's just like, go to a hotel, go do whatever you got to do. So that cut out a lot of the bullshit. But during COVID, a lot of parties happened, and I didn't have those rules in place yet. So people were, you know, Friday, Saturday night, one night bookings, kind of a red flag. You know, I got security cameras on the property anyway that all feed into my shop, and I'm in my shop 24/7 anyway. So if your booking was for one person, and you're coming in with a case of liquor or a case of whatever, it's just like, all right, you know, I'll keep an eye on you, and then see what that turns into, and more than likely it's going to be a party.
Right.
And so as far as horror stories, it's really just kicking those people out, getting the cops involved if I need to, The worst one was just, the one I learned the most from was just, they were in there for like a total of 5 hours, completely trashed the place, put a hole in my wall, broke my couch. They made some fruity drink that they spilled all over, so the whole floor was sticky. And the main issue was, aside from that's all a big problem too, is the next day I had a traveling nurse coming that was coming for a month.
Oh no!
And she was coming in for COVID relief. All the stores were closed. I didn't have no way of getting a couch for her.
Yeah.
Just buying it last minute. So I took the couch from my house and put it in there.
Really?
So, it didn't match the listing, but it's like, hey, I got you a couch. And it was just her, so it wasn't an issue. But that was, and it's just been more of that type of problem with parties. But since then, I just implemented more rules that, if they don't agree to my rules in the beginning, I don't want you to stay with me either.
Right.
And that's not something like on Airbnb, like, oh, check this box and you're like agreeing to it. It's within the messages, just peer to peer. I make them agree to it. If they don't, then I cancel their booking or whatever.
Right.
Because it's a headache. Your one night booking with me is not worth the problems you're going to cause.
Yeah, of course.
And then what also it creates is an all hands on deck situation where it's just like, hey, I got 2 or 3 more to clean tomorrow, because it's a family operation. We do all the cleaning, and my parents, my sister, we all get in there if we need to. But at the end of the day, it's just like, well, now we got to spend extra time on this unit that you still only got 4 hours in between checkout and a check in, and now we need everybody just to tackle this one. And then it just creates a bottleneck for getting the other stuff done.
Definitely.
So like 5 years later now, are you happy you turned it into an Airbnb?
100%,
Like, is it more profitable too?
Yeah, it definitely is. But it's like, as long as it makes what I needed to make as if it was a rental, my bills are covered. Everything after that is just a bonus. And if it can sit there empty for 3 weeks out of the month, which it doesn't, I'm usually at like at least during the slow months, 65% occupancy. Summertime, I'm at 90-95% occupancy.
Wow.
Damn.
So if it just makes what I needed to cover my bills prior to it being an Airbnb, I'm good. But it does over that. But then it's less wear and tear on my utilities and on the apartment themselves and all the appliances and everything in there. Right. Whereas if someone was living there, or family or whatever, they'd be used every day. My water bill, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's nice. I never even thought about it. I have a couple rentals and I don't do Airbnb. So, it's like you can't even get in there to like remodel or anything if you wanted to. But like with Airbnb, you can.
Yeah. That was an issue I had with the property I just sold last year. Is like I had great tenants, but they were just there for like 8 years and they didn't want to leave. It was the most in need of an apartment of a remodel that I had. And it's just like, these guys got to go. I got to, this needs $30,000 easy to get up to par. And all my apartments are, nice. And what I also started to do was cut down on the number of bedrooms. It's just like 3 bedrooms. I don't even want that. I want a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, studios. And that's what my Airbnbs are. At max, they can sleep 4, and you're pushing it, and that's with a couch bed or they all have air mattresses too. But they at least have a king or queen bed. But I don't want to have 6, 7, 8 people in my property. It's too much laundry. It's too much just wear and tear, So it's just like, hey, I'll cater to those guys that are just coming for a weekend, a day. A lot of Airbnbs don't do like nightly bookings. But if you got someone that's just traveling through and they just need a place to crash for the night, hey, cool. It's quick and easy.
Definitely.
And we'll go from there.
I've never used Airbnb, have you?
Yeah, I have. I actually Airbnb'd a boat one time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Stayed on a boat. It was docked. But it was kind of weird because it was docked at the owner's building, like their house.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So it was like an old couple, and we'd wake up at like 6 a.m. and they're like cleaning the boat up top. Like we hear them walking around.
That is crazy.
I've seen some crazy, the unique one. That's the thing too. There's some unique ones out there.
There are a lot of unique ones.
Yeah. When I travel, I just search like that area just to see what's out there. Keep up on amenities or pricing or whatever, and just to see how unique they are. But in like California, I've seen people that like literally they live in their van or a camper that's parked on the side of the road. They Airbnb it and they'll go sleep at the beach or whatever. and it has great reviews. They're a Superhost. It's just like, oh shit, and it's just legit a van with a mattress in it that this person clearly lives out of. You know, like.
Wow.
That is wild. Like,
Yeah, so it's just like shit like that, or I've never stayed in shared rooms or anything like that. It's just like I usually get
the shared is kind of weird,
yeah,
isn't it?
I'm not down with that. It's like, you know, they do come at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
But you know, common spaces and all that stuff. None of mine are like that. You know, you got like a yard and stuff like that. But even there's no common hallways. There's nothing.
Right.
I prefer those. It's it's more comfortable. But there are some unique ones. I stayed in one that was a grain silo one time in Tennessee.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
And it, you know, it was like circular, and they put a second floor in it. The floor had epoxy corn in it, which was dope.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
And it was like kind of in the woods, so they gave us like shit to do fire and s'mores and all kinds of stuff.
Awesome.
Like that. So it was like those little extras.
Yeah.
You know, are dope, and they make for a nice stay.
Yeah. Mine was, the boat was memorable, but I would never do that again.
I mean, cleaning on the boat and all that, I wouldn't. You know,
It was
just
hot too. Like they had,
Oh, yeah, I
they
bet.
You
said
gotta
it was,
expect that though, right?
no, they
AC
said there
on
was
the boat.
AC.
Oh, but doesn't it have to be running
The
and shit?
AC was running 24/7.
Oh, it
Didn't
was?
work. It was
Yeah.
just a fan, pretty much.
Fair,
It wasn't-
yeah.
Yeah, when I was just in Vegas, the place that I stayed at was an Airbnb, but what it was someone's timeshare that they
Oh, fucking.
put on Airbnb through like some company. So it was dope because, you know, we got a full kitchen, we had washer and dryer, free parking pass, and then you basically get all the amenities of the resort that they would if they were there for their timeshare. So they gave us like discount coupons to
Ooh.
restaurants. The free parking was a major thing. And just, you know, use of the facilities, sauna, hot tubs. The pool was under construction, but we could have had that too. And it's right on the strip, so it's just like, I think I paid, I had $100 credit, so it was like $600 for 8 days on the strip.
Wow.
That's
You know,
incredibly nice.
Plus those other amenities that, you know, typically wouldn't get.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the week leading up to the Super Bowl, so you know hotel rates were ridiculous.
Oh my God, yeah.
you know?
Absolutely. That's cool though. I mean, then you see like all like the ones that like cater to like they're super jacked up prices because they have like Instagram rooms and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or
Like,
I mean, those are nice too. Like if you go to like Puerto Rico or a place that is like on the beach and it holds 15, 20 people, it's a giant mansion house. You know, that's gonna be, you know, more worth it, but you got to go with the whole crew, you know?
Yeah.
And, but then it's like, for me, that's all just more shit that got to get checked or cleaned.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, you gotta check all the bedrooms. You gotta check all the common areas. You know, if they got a, you know, hot tub, pool table, all these other things where you could find just things.
Yeah.
You know? And we randomly run into shit that, you know, it's like, why is this up here? You know, my one has like 12-foot ceilings. And I was cleaning the ceiling fan one day and just took a look around while I was up there. There's a fucking slice of pizza on top of
That's what I'm saying.
on top of the upper cabinets, which is not within like reach. And it's just like, what the fuck? You know, and it's just like, how or why do people do this? So with bigger spaces, I would just run into more time of just going through it thoroughly. And, you know, I just try to avoid those situations with smaller ones. You know, it's like less likely for that stuff to happen. I feel.
That's why I was asking about the horror story because, like, I got invited when I was, I mean, this is a long time ago. And I didn't even know it was an Airbnb, but we went to, like, this house party and it ended up being an Airbnb and they were talking about it at the party. Dude, right before we left, kids are, like, kicking holes in fucking drywall cabinets hanging from the rafters. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's gonna be pissed in the morning, and I do not want to be here if cops get called, if anything gets called, because then I'm in like the middle of it. Like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine what that bill was to like repair. Like, you can bill them obviously if like there's damages and shit.
I would give Airbnb credit as far as their like incidental insurance type policy. It's something that you automatically pay into just being like they take that cut out of their percentage. It's like $1 million coverage or something. But every time I've had to put a claim in, they have been receptive as far as paying for it. You know, what's crazy is prior to COVID, they didn't have like a no party policy. After COVID, I'm thinking because they lost their ass on so many party issues, they implemented a no party policy like as one of their rules. So they're side with the hosts more. If you think they're throwing a party, they will be more proactive as far as removing the guests or being okay with the guests being removed. But it's crazy to think that it's like Airbnb. I don't even know how long they've been, in business. But it's like, how could you not like? I would think that parties would be the number one thing you would want to avoid, especially if you're paying out. And the thing is that they require everything to be done by like a contractor or whatever. So it's just like you're paying top dollar. They want invoices from letterheads and all that stuff from people. It's like I can do all this stuff, but since you want it this more professional way, it's going to cost so much more money, and that just you're going to pay me out so much more money. So I get everything with all my furniture and shit with warranties and all that stuff, and keep it all fresh and brand new so it looks good and everything. And then it's just like, hey, they haven't had an issue paying out anything yet.
So you're safe to say you basically have it down to like a science now?
Yeah, because
almost.
In the beginning it's like, hey, it's my first claim. I don't know what I'm doing. What do you need? And they're like, supply all this stuff. So and then it would drag out the situation, the time. Not that it's like I need the money, but it's just more back and forth. So now it's like as soon as something goes down, I'm hitting them with everything that they would require, unless they require something new since the last time I did one. Here's everything off the jump, and send me the check, or, the deposit. So we go from there.
Cool.
It's kind of cool. So you do everything yourself, but you send them like the invoice basically from yourself?
Yeah. And now probably within the last year, they wanted like a legitimate company to do it.
Right.
So now they allowed the host to do it. It's just send them like your bill of materials or whatever you spent to do it.
Oh, okay.
And it's mainly like, as for me at least, it's been mainly furniture breakage, and the one time a hole in the wall type situation,
Yeah.
Google how much. This is nice now that we have this.
Yeah.
Google how much Airbnb dishes out in like insurance each year.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's through the roof, because it's like worldwide, So,
Right.
Actually,
Airbnb's got to be a crazy company.
Yeah,
they got to rake it.
They're like the poster child for short-term rentals. And then there's like
average. Is there an average?
And, I think it's apartments.com that is starting to get into it now.
Are they?
Yeah, one of
Apartments.com has been like killing it. They had to have been, because I see their commercials and advertisements everywhere lately.
Right. So it makes sense, because it's like you're going there to look for, in those apartment type sites, you're going there for looking for housing. They might as well just make a tab for short-term rental housing. They already got long-term rental, and they got such a bigger reach. But at the end of the day, Airbnb is a technology company that does short-term rentals.
Right. They don't own
so
a
like their
property.
app is, they're constantly updating their app with new features and this and that is really nice. It's one of the best apps that I use as far as like push notifications. Like I get the message as soon as they send it, and I can respond,
So right here it says in 2019 the company reported that it had paid out $50 million in claims.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, good for Airbnb for actually covering their hosts.
Yeah, they would need to. How would they not? I can't imagine
Right.
they're like insurance. It's just like Uber. Like
Uber, exactly.
But
I
have
don't
you
even know
ever
how Uber
used
does
like
it.
Turo?
Turo? Yeah, I'm
Turo for
interested in that
cars.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never used it, but I heard of it.
I got to run to the bathroom real quick. I didn't take
Yeah,
a
you're
piss
good.
before.
That
No.
seems like it would be crazy insurance on whether you got to get your own policy. Because I think with Uber, you used to have to do your own policy through your insurance.
Right.
But then they worked it into like their fees or somehow, and now they cover their drivers up
Yeah.
to so much. Because that's got to be super. I can't imagine the number of car accidents that Uber has on a yearly basis.
Yeah. Or even Turo, like you're letting a random person drive your car.
I couldn't do that, man. It just.
Well, there's people that buy like exotic cars in Miami, and they'll they rent them out for nights at a time, and they just storm like a parking garage or something.
Yeah,
but
I've rented cars and beat up on them, so I'm sure just from like Hertz and shit. So
yeah, and Turo's more expensive from what I've seen, but it's like more options. There's more luxury to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Or if you go to Hertz, it's like you got a Jeep Wrangler or a Mustang.
Oh no, yeah.
You know what I
Turo's
mean?
gonna be for like the luxury type cars for sure. It's
Yeah.
just I can't imagine someone putting a Ferrari on there and renting it to who? It's like, do you even know how to drive stick? Like,
Right.
What's the qualifications?
Yeah,
here?
it's weird. Like you have to say you know it, but how do you can't prove it over an app.
There's no like, hey, do a test drive in front of me first. So it's just like how to do that.
It's weird. You get passed off by the owner, pretty much the keys and everything. Because I just did it for the first time, and he had like 3 or 4 of the same exact car. It was a BMW Z4.
Okay.
And we brought it back, and he was like washing all of them, like in a parking lot.
And you just like pick it up at his house, or?
No, it was like it was called like Entrepreneur Sandbox or something. It was basically a place for them to store cars and stuff. It was pretty cool, but no, we had to pay like $750 up front. That as long as there's no damages or anything, you get it back, and then you pay for however many days.
I had a friend that she kind of did that with RVs, and it was I don't know what the site was for that, but it's like you rent this person's RV for however long, which they rent RVs anyway, like regular, like RV.com or whatever. Yeah. But she said she did it for a little while and it worked out. It was just people with RVs. I don't know if you guys camp or anything, but it's just like they got a lot of different things that they need, like that they can do, and not the average person knows how to do that as far as electrical and the sewage and all that other stuff, sketchy. You know. So it's just like now you're bringing this thing back, and it's just like, you know, not to mention it's a bus at the end of the day. Do you even know how to? You don't need a different class license, but you need to know how to drive. You know. Yeah. Because the wind catches them, and they're huge.
Absolutely, yeah.
The
insurance rider on something like that has to be ridiculous.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I would love to get into Turo just because I like cars, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you have. I don't know.
You need a lot of
a market around here for it.
No,
do they do not bikes too, like motorcycles.
Turo might do motorcycles.
That'd be sketchy.
Look that up. Does Turo offer motorcycles?
They might. I don't know.
That would be incredibly sketchy.
Hell yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm trusting anybody.
There's like a lot of scam artists because it's pretty new compared to like Airbnb, and there's like scam artists that are like basically Superhost.
Bro, the scammers of everything are just fucking
brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's like they get a hold of something so early and so fast and just ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. What does that say? Airbnb, Turo for motorcycles doing well. What is it called, though? Turo for motorcycles is scaring me. Go to that top link. The very top.
Just on Turo.
Is that on Turo? Is that like, because like that says Turo for motorcycles?
Oh,
so
maybe they just have a different company that.
There might be a different company that offers it.
It's not Turo.
God, the insurance for that.
Yeah.
Because Turo would probably. It says no right there. No,
I mean,
that
the
just
only
makes
thing
sense.
with that is that you'd have to have like a motorcycle endorsed license that they require, which at least they know that you've got some type of training on. But like for driving stick, there is none. So it's just like,
exactly
that's your fucking clutch and everything.
Because like you go out to like shit. You were in Vegas. You go out to anywhere like that where it's like super wealthy. There's like Lambos. There's everything you can imagine.
I mean, there's
there.
just regular rental companies out there that rent all that fun shit too, you know.
But like this, you're trusting somebody with your car essentially.
At the same time, though, if it's like stick and you rent to someone that
doesn't,
you know what I mean? Like if you're a person like I can't drive stick, but I'm gonna rent a stick.
Yeah.
It's like how far are you gonna get with the car?
Going off the lot, you know. Like,
fuck yeah! No, get back over here. right. Come back inside. We'll get you like a Prius or something.
You set up like a secondary gate situation, but like if you can make it to there, I will open the second one. But
right. No, no, I don't know how to drive stick.
No, I don't.
Not a lot of people do, man. And the crazy part is that a lot of those exotic cars used to be strictly stick, and then they started making them automatic. So it kind of just killed the game.
Big time. Yeah. They did.
So I want to shift gears a little bit. Sorry,
no, you're right. You're okay.
I wanted to talk about vending machines too, real quick.
Yeah.
So you're still doing that? Last time I saw you were talking about selling one of your routes or something.
Yeah, I was preparing to figure it out, so I'll have those for sale this summer. I can't remember if I had machines available or if not when we spoke last, but I started out with 18, and I'm down to like 10 now. Okay. But I got 10, solid locations.
Are you slowly trying to like dwindle out of it?
No, but when I bought it, I bought them from a guy that was retiring. So I kind of got like the last of what he was offering. My brother-in-law kind of got the cream of the crop for Buffalo. A friend of his also got some. And then majority of mine were in Lockport, Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
So I kind of just took whatever he had left. And there were some good locations. They were just out there. Right. So I took whatever he had left. Me and my girl kind of looked at it as we're going to get into this. We'll give it a year, see what we can do with it. And then if it doesn't work, we'll get rid of it. And if it does, then we'll just keep rolling with it. But within that time, either lost locations or the locations were shit. So it's just like I got rid of them. He only had financials, like document financials from 2019. So then it's like all of COVID happened and all this stuff.
Right.
And it's just like, well, you know, how off are these numbers? And some of them were and some of them weren't. But if it was a shitty location and like the routes, you know, you kind of want them to be in a loop maybe. But if you got to, you know, I had some that were like this, I got to go way over here for one and then back in my regular routine. It's just like, is this location worth the gas or worth the time to go get to? I'd rather just get rid of it. And what I wasn't into was, I wasn't into buying machines and having to place them in the locations. I wanted them already in the locations and then just hit the ground running because it's easier that way.
100%.
So that's why I bought what he had, and then cut back on, you know, what I didn't like or if we lost a location or something. And then it's like I wasn't into finding a new location for those machines. I just sold them. It's like I don't need to find a new location. It's just, you know, this was an experiment to begin with. And we're going into it like 2 years now. But what I did do is like, you know, keep up on the expirations of the snacks, offer different snacks. You know, he was already at the end of his run, so that people, you know, there was shit in there that, you know, chocolate's got like a year expiration on it, and it was already months beyond that. Cleaned the machines. There was people like, hey, this machine's been in here 15 years. I've never seen it cleaned once. You know, that's crazy. And then upgrade them all. Credit cards, make it more modern, you know, as far as...
It's definitely a massive upgrade.
100%. So all of them got credit card readers on them now, which is great because there's an app. I can see what's being sold.
Oh,
You know,
wow,
okay. I can know what to take without having to go to location and see what it needs to get filled.
Oh, yeah.
So modernizing it to that degree, it's just, you know, made it so much better and made it so much more profitable.
Right, because like I didn't even think about that because like back in the day, like that actually makes so much sense because like back in the day you could just make the run and nothing sold and it's just that's a waste of time for me.
You don't know, and that's a big thing. It's like you still got to drive out there.
Absolutely.
So that's a big help. It ain't like the biggest issue is like when it's got a bill jam or something doesn't fall. It's like I got my number on them, but at the end of the day, it's like the people don't call you at the location. So then it's like, oh, well, we ain't been able to use the bill reader in like 3 days. It's like, fuck, like,
yeah,
you know, y'all could have told me. And when I had the 18, we had every week we were going out, but we had 2 routes with a couple locations that overlap. So a couple locations we had to visit weekly. We just worked them in there. So then when I downsized and got rid of a few machines, I was able to do it where we only go out once every 2 weeks. So then it's like, fuck, if the machine broke 2 days after we were just there and I'm not there for another 2 weeks, like, let me know. Like, I'll come in and clear a jam because I still got 10 days worth of sales I could get. You know, and not everybody uses the credit card reader. There's still people that use cash or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you can't do nothing about that. Some people leave keys on site or whatever, and it's just like, I'm not doing none of that. So it's just like, be proactive. You know, if there's people that frequent it often, they'll, you know, be like, hey man, let me know if I'll hook you up. The app is cool too because you can do like a loyalty program. You can do kind of like a digital punch card. If they buy so many, you can get a free thing.
Oh wow, that is cool.
Yeah, you could set the price like at a discount if you know, like, let's say something's gonna expire. It's just like, hey, we can the price won't change on the machine, but when you go to purchase it, it'll be at a different price. But you did that through the app.
Right.
So it is cool in that regard.
So like what
I'm surprised the app doesn't tell you that the card reader's broken. Is it connected to the card reader or the machine?
It's not so much the card reader. It's more so the card reader is kind of like on there. It monitors the machine, but it doesn't monitor the bill validator or the change, you know?
Yeah.
So let's say someone puts like a 20 in there, which none of my machines take that because then they're just going to deplete all your coin change.
Right.
And if there's no coin in there to make change, then it's not going to accept any bills.
And then you got to go back.
And then you got to go back.
Left and right.
So then it's like, it doesn't tell you that, which all those features, you think it would, you know?
Yeah.
Right. So is there like, forgive me, I'm very ignorant to the vending machine branding nowadays, but like, is there like what do you know what like model and like date your current machines are?
No. A lot of mine are older.
Mm-hmm.
In order to put a credit card reader on them, because not all of them accept it, it has to be MDB capable, which is really just comes down to a 6-prong plug that goes into the bill validator. so that you can pigtail off of that onto the card reader and get power and all that.
Yep.
If you don't have that, it's usually a 9 plug. You can't do it. You can, but you have to update the motherboard and the VIL validator.
And that's just a pain.
You're putting hundreds of dollars into a machine that might be, $500.
Right.
So that's really the only thing. And then sometimes it will be MDB compatible. You just got to change a chip on the board to update it to have them talk to each other.
Okay.
Which is like a $15 chip.
Right.
So I've had to do that to a couple of them. Any machines that I had to like do motherboards on and stuff, I just sold those. I didn't want to have to deal with it. It's just, again, it was only an experiment that's working out, and it's just like I'm kind of halfway in with it, halfway out with it, as far as I don't want to kill myself on doing it. It's producing and it's doing well, and it's doing way better than the numbers that he did. So it's just like I'm content, and the less machines I got, the less I have to service or go out or buy more snacks for. And obviously I got plenty of other stuff going on, so it's just like I'm good with that.
Forgive me here. I got a ton of questions on this because this is like really interesting to me, and I've never really spoken with anyone who owns any of these, but I see it all over online, especially like TikTok. Like,
oh yeah,
people
like
will be like side hustle shit like that. But like, so it's just so interesting. So like, is there, if you're comfortable with saying it, is there like a certain location that you really want it in, or like what is your best look? Not specifically, but like a bowling alley or anything, mall.
I mean, yeah, those type of locations are fine. I don't have any of those. I got a lot of school. Like mine are, first of all, I don't have any more that are public. So it's like all of mine are in like a factory break room, a school teacher lounge.
Interesting.
So they still do well, but none of them are at like the airport or Walmart or something like that. I'm sure those locations kill, but those are usually done by like vending corporations.
They have to be bigger companies.
Yeah, not a mom and pop setup like how I am. So a couple of my, like I had a senior home in Lockport that was phenomenal. And, they had their coin laundry room 2 feet away from the machine that had a change machine in it to break their bills for the laundry. So I would come out of there with fucking, $100 a week in quarters, But we lost that location, but at the same time, that was one of my most profitable ones. And it was just probably 80-unit apartment building for seniors. So yeah, those type of high traffic, you want to have, I had some 24-hour factories, those are great. You don't want to put it at like a gas station. Or a gas station probably would be decent, but if they have snacks there already, it wouldn't.
Right. I was going to say, yeah, like depending on what the gas station is type thing.
Right. So then it's like you wouldn't want to put it at a place that has like 15 employees. They won't buy enough to make it worth your while.
It's really interesting.
40 employees or 3 shifts, 2 shifts, anything like that would be great. But like I said, I didn't place any of these machines. There's a couple of them that I moved around within the Sweet Home School District because I have some in there that been great. But those were more so because what happens is number one, you put your name on the machine. People that are at your customer base, they'll hit you up and be like, hey, do you have a machine for this location? So when those come to you, that's great. I have done that, but I've never really went and pitched, hey, I own vending machines. Do you want me to put? I have tried. It just never led to anything. Like the train station right here, they don't have no vending in there, and they had
really
no. They had Delaware North. I think they had some like. It was like gourmet type snacks and all kinds of stuff, super expensive. But it's like the clientele that is using the train station.
I was saying no disrespect, but if think about the clientele on a train station,
spend like $4 on a cookie or something.
No, I want to pay for like a $1.50, $2 Kit Kat.
Right. So then, I went there. I talked to them, and they're like, for some reason, like the Depew station has them, and all along the line has them. So this is the only one that doesn't have them. And for some reason, the manager of this train station doesn't want vending there, which is crazy. But then the train does have a food cart, like a food train for food, with snacks and beverage. But it's not like, I don't think they get a cut of that, because why would the other stations down the line have vending machines?
Right.
I've been to the Syracuse one. They got like 10, multiple, same shit in them. So I places like that, and just like, I'll kick the tires and see if they are interested. But I'm not actively looking for it. It's just something I don't need to bother with.
Now, the last question with the whole vending machine thing, but like they're slightly relatable. But have you ever thought about like a claw machine or games like that, like key machine and stuff like that? Have you ever piqued an interest or anything? Because relatively, I feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's just the location for it.
Yeah.
It is nice. The key machine actually, back in the day when Soul High was on Elmwood, I had told them about the key machine when it was first coming up for the sneakers. And it was like, guys, you should get one of these. Like, I'll buy the machine and work out a situation for you guys. And then they looked into it and then getting it on their own anyway. But those blew up as far as like the sneaker industry, like crazy.
It was huge for sneakers,
for sure.
especially in Buffalo,
got into
everywhere.
all other kinds of games of chance and all that stuff on top of that. But it started with the key machine for the sneakers. Yeah, but no. It's just like, I'm good with the snacks. That's just more shit you got to either fill with toys or whatever you're putting
expensive goods if you're talking key machine.
Yeah, exactly.
And that top row's got like iPads sometimes and stuff like that,
And then it's like, where do you put it? I would want to keep an eye on that because you rock them or you do whatever, it throws them off.
Yeah.
So I'm good with just the snacks and that's a pain in the ass in itself. Those other ones will probably be easier because nothing in them expire.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at there.
Stuff, it's like you got expirations, you got shortages. Like during COVID, it was like, Sam's, Costco, BJ's. That's where you're getting stuff from, unless you're buying it online in bulk. But they have minimums, and then shipping is killer. So then it's like, I don't need 300 bags of just one flavor of Doritos. I wouldn't go through with them. I wouldn't go through them fast enough. Yeah. So I'm kind of stuck between. Yeah, I'm moving some product, but at the same time, not enough to get the bulk discounts that these websites offer.
Yeah, and also like I feel like with like even a key machine or a claw machine, I feel like there's a lot more things that could go wrong in those machines. A lot more lights, a lot more flashy, a lot more buttons.
Yeah,
everything.
You get people that pissed off because they lost it, kick it, they break. They want to vandalize it or whatever.
And that's got to be more expensive because. I mean, nothing against you. I know for a fact if I were in your shoes probably at this point, I wouldn't know how to fix that myself. You know what I mean? Like a track on a key machine or on a claw machine. Like that's pretty advanced shit. You ever look at those things?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, even some of the like the pop machines with the arm that comes up and grabs it so that it doesn't drop all the way down. Yeah. And they weigh a ton. So it's just like moving these things and getting them in and out and getting them through doorways. They're bigger than average like a refrigerator. And, that's the only thing I hire people for is moving companies to move the machines. Other than that, I try to, do everything myself.
I was going to ask you that. Do you have like anyone employed throughout everything you do?
No, it's just me and my girl.
Really?
As far as the vending business, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like vending's something, all in all, it's like either you stay like kind of where you're at with it or you go like balls to the wall, like all in. That's all you do.
The guy that I bought him from, I think he said at one time he had over 100 machines, and it was just every day he was doing something, going shopping, doing whatever, and because it's by no means a passive business, you got to be shopping.
People say that, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Vending machines, storage units, laundromats, those are businesses I've always wanted to get into. Out of those three, I would say storage units would be the most passive because you don't really have to do anything aside from
slight maintenance,
slight maintenance, which you got to do that in any property anyway.
Absolutely.
But with vending machines, you got to shop, you got to keep an eye on expirations, you got to deal with breakdowns and jams and all that. But it's obvious it will make money. You know what I mean? And if you got good locations, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But putting the credit card readers, it's like times 3, as far as.
How long into it, like after you bought them from him, did you start to see a profit?
Oh, I got my money back within 6 months, easy.
You want to buy some vending machines?
Yeah, and that was without any credit card readers or nothing. That was just general maintenance on the machines, variety of selection, and you would go to a location. When I was training with him or going to check him out, let's say a machine has 6 shelves with 7 or 8 rows each. You got majority of them empty, or majority of them with the same thing because he didn't want to buy something else to put in there. So it's like if you got a large variety, people are going to buy more, obviously, or at least try stuff out. But that comes with more money up front on product. And more you got to worry about expiration wise.
Right.
So keeping them filled, you just got to keep them filled and then go from there. And then it's not like not every location you fill them 8 rows back. You might only need to fill them 4 rows back because this location will go through 4, but it won't go through 8. So then I got just products sitting there that could be in another one.
Yeah.
And then multiply that by 10 other machines. I'm buying 2 more cases of product that I didn't need to buy that week. And then the expiration dates are just ticking away on them. Mm-hmm. So you got to, time it a little bit. And then you're at the mercy of the expiration dates from the factory anyway. And that's what I was going to say with during COVID. We were getting stuff that usually chips might be 2 months out. You're getting shit that's like 3 weeks out, and that's the best they got. And it's just like, this sucks, you know. Or products that were big sellers, you know, they sell out like pork rinds. I can't find pork rinds in the bags that I was buying since probably 2 years now, you know, a year and a half. I don't know where they went. It's just like they were such a good seller, and they just stopped supplying them at Sam's and BJ's and whatnot in the size and in the quantity that I was buying for the price, you know.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like anybody get like out of date stuff or anything? Like, I feel like I wouldn't even notice.
That's the thing too, because
Right.
if let's say you're at the airport or you're at like a public machine, if you did notice, you probably aren't going to be a patron of that machine again for a while anyway.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like you're just not going to be at that location again. But all of mine are in locations where the employees are my customers every single day. I don't have general public people at these locations.
Yeah.
So keeping up on the expiration dates is important because you don't want to piss off the only clientele that have access to this machine.
Absolutely.
You know? So that's a big thing. And it's like keeping variety, you know, knowing what they like, and we keep track of inventory and all that, knowing what they like, knowing what they don't like, or like, hey, these ones didn't sell, let's introduce them again in 3-4 months and see if they, you know, get the taste for them again. And then for some reason, like, you don't really see like off-brand stuff in vending machines. You don't see like Wise chips too much or store brands. You see Doritos, Lay's, so they want those higher end ones. And health stuff doesn't sell at all, you know, as health conscious as people want to be.
Really?
No, it's just like, and then it's like if you look at some of the health stuff like vegetable straw chips or
I was
anything
thinking
like that,
about those actually.
if you look at those things, they got higher salt content or they got something else in there that when you really look at the nutritional facts 1-to-1,
Yeah, those
they're
veggie
kinda
straws are
par.
just like a
Yeah,
potato chip,
right.
basically.
And
It's the
it's,
same
like
thing.
they're fried in some weird oil or there's some weird something. So it's just like and then the real health stuff that doesn't have preservatives expires relatively
Super quick.
quickly, and it's more expensive, you know. So then it's like you're paying a high dollar for something that you're probably not going to do. Like the most highest dollar thing I got are Monsters, so they're like $3, or Jack Link's beef jerky.
$3 is cheaper than a damn
$3.
gas station.
Yeah, and then I mean I try to keep my prices competitive so that they get bought. You know. It's
Yeah,
just like, if you're
absolutely.
gonna, you know, and if you're gonna go to the gas station and buy something and then come here, it's just like, well, at least my prices are lower. I'm happy with the profit margin that I'm making, and we can go from there.
Absolutely. That's an interesting business. But let's get to the fun stuff
Yeah,
here.
I feel bad. We haven't even talked
I
about
know.
the
Let's get
most
to the
important
fun
thing.
stuff here.
D-Nice Customs. That's kind of like your baby, right? How long
Yeah,
have you been
that's
doing
been
that?
the bread and butter. Since 2017 is when I incorporated like the LLC and all that stuff.
Okay.
But I've been doing custom stuff since like high school.
Yeah.
But that's really when I used to work at the casino in Niagara Falls, so I had D-Nice Customs as a side thing for years. And then I got into a car accident and was on disability, and then eventually lost the job altogether. And during that time, I just took it full time, you know. So it wasn't like a transition period. It was just like, hey, I'm just going to do this more. It was already getting to the point where I was calling off of work to fulfill orders or, you know, get stuff done, especially with My Cause, My Cleats. When it was like the first year of doing that, there wasn't a team on the field that I probably didn't have a stencil or a hang tag or something on, because they were hitting up so many custom artists prior to Nike and Adidas and all that doing the cleats themselves at factories, you know. So now it's like a handful of guys that do that, but the majority of them are done a year in advance, you know, for the players, because they're doing them at the factories.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, you started with like shoes and cleats and stuff, right?
D-Nice Custom
D-Nice,
started
yeah.
off as just me painting sneakers, really. I didn't do cleats too much back then, just as a hobby, you know, or just adding details to my own footwear. And then where it really took off was I had a customer that wanted a Machine Gun Kelly. He has like a bandana print back then, a Black Flag bandana print. It's kind of like the same as the Paisley bandana print, but she wanted that all over the shoes, or, you know, in some areas. And I'm the type of guy that it's like, it's got you, you know, number one, you're doing it times two. You got a left and right shoe. hand painting it would have been a pain in the ass, and it just would have looked like shit. So then it's like, I got to do this correct, you know, and I got a background in architecture and in machinery and stuff like that. So I bought my first vinyl cutter in order to make stencils of that pattern, you know, knowing what's out there and what could be done with machinery wise. So then doing that, it's just like now logos were crisper, text was crisper, because prior to that, people were just doing it all by hand, which is fine. But to get like a logo, a detailed logo, you know, it takes a lot of work, you know, but with a stencil, it's just a no-brainer. So then once people started seeing some of my shoes with crisp logos or me offering stencils for sale, then that kind of just overshadowed doing custom shoes. So now it's like, if I do custom shoes now, it's like a run, you know, 25, 50, whether they're laser engraved or painted in some way or something like that. But I haven't like painted a single pair of shoes in years. It's just like, I don't even take the work.
Right.
Because back then, you know, you're spending 20, 25 hours on a pair of shoes. You know, you're charging someone $350, and they had a problem with that, plus the cost of the shoe if it's, you know, a retro Jordan that's already resell or whatever. So then, you know, and then the hourly rate, once you break that down, it's just like, oh, fuck, this is, you know, the hobby turned into a job that wasn't paying, you know, great. But the accessory portion of it just took off. So it's like that turned from stencils to hang tags, lace locks, insoles, tissue paper, boxes, you know, and that's just for the shoe realm. And then the machinery to do all that is just regular sign equipment anyway. So then it's like, now I can brand them. Oh, you know, get some stickers, send that out with your shoe, get a banner, you know, and then just regular customers that need stickers, banners, promotional items for their business, stuff like that, you know. And then it got into doing like cups and glassware and all that.
Fucking right. I don't even know where to begin to think about doing shit like this. I have no idea.
What machines
There it
do
is.
you have in
Hey, there you
there?
go. Yeah.
Let me see that.
Chains,
Let me see
all
that.
the little details like that. You know, and that's universal across many different
Boom.
businesses. So that it went out of, you know, within D-Nice Customs itself, you got the shoe lane, you got the signage, banner, advertisement lane. I do cannabis packaging, so that lane, and then just the custom one-off lane that, you know, hey, cool, looks like a dope project, or signage and stuff like that. Like, I'm about to get into like wall signage, which I have done before, but just on another level, LEDs and neon and all that stuff.
Awesome.
That'd be sick.
That is cool. Really cool, actually.
I don't know if I finished my question.
Yeah, you probably didn't. But go ahead.
No, but I went to your place and I like saw the machines in there. Like,
Yeah, it's packed.
those, I mean, they can't be cheap.
No, by no means. Yeah.
When did you get like your first machine to like start making stuff?
That was the stencil cutter, you know, and
Right.
and at the time, like, my mom scrapbooks, and she had this thing called the Cricut, which is real popular now. But back then, it was like cartridge based. So you had to buy these $75, $50 cartridges. You could only make what was on the cartridge. So when I was researching vinyl cutters, I'm like, I want my own images to be imported and do that, you know, and signed vinyl cutters do that. But was I ready to spend, you know, $1,500, $2,000 on a machine? No. But I did buy one that was like $500 that was robust enough to do what I wanted to do. And then the thing is with shoes, which it was primarily used for, the details and the logos are small. So the machine has to be good enough to cut that small clearly, you know, and that's what I became known for in the sneaker industry, was highly detailed vinyl stencils, you know. And back then the Cricut machines weren't as popular as they are now, which now you can import your own images in the Cricut and all that stuff. So right now, as far as D-Nice Customs, the vinyl stencil portion of it, that died years ago, because Cricut and those machines became more affordable for people just to buy their own, you know, or regular customers that I had that were buying from me weekly, you know, a couple $100 orders, which makes sense, they found it cheaper to just buy and bring that in-house. You know what I mean? It's just like you cut out the shipping time, you can make it on demand, but at the time, that the sneaker world didn't have that as a tool. You know, they were still doing it all by hand. So
Yeah, like
you know.
freehand.
See, that's what scares me, you know, when it comes to like video production and stuff like this, or like filming other people's podcasts. Because we've done a few other people's podcasts and stuff. But when they realize how easy it is and just take 30 minutes to learn it.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's the thing. It's just like some people are scared to take that step.
Some
or
people
they
just
have
don't
the
want to.
know-how. They, you know, it's like you got to get a computer, you got to have some design knowledge, but that's like that separates like the hustlers from the people who are just content with doing what they do.
Yeah.
And if you're a person that got to do, you're doing 20 cleats or 20 sneakers a week, it might benefit you if you got a person to run that machine, or it might benefit you just to outsource that. It's a tax write-off for you, because at that point you're a legitimate business. Like, if you don't got the write-offs, you're going to pay the money to the government anyway. So, hey, I get these stencils made, I get them quick, I get them, and we go from there. So that was, what started the real bulk of the business. But like I said, I don't even do stencils all like that anymore. It's just
so what's the biggest part of the business now?
It's all over the place, because, 1 week it could be stickers, 1 week it could be banners, 1 week it could just be a shit ton of insoles. The biggest job I've done insole wise was for Adidas, and we did 2,500 pair, and that's 5,000 individual pieces, and that was just insoles, and then there's lace locks and all that other stuff. So it fluctuates, because I do so many different things, and some weeks it's all of it.
Yeah.
Right. Damn.
Crazy.
To even think about that is fuck. I mean, all right. So my question is, where do you really want to be in like 5 years with everything?
I hate that question.
Main focus. I know you hate that question, but like everybody has like what they want it. Like, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to have a direction. Like right now, I've been needing a bigger space probably for like the last 2 years. Whether if I build my own or find a place that I can, grow and expand as far as bigger machinery.
You definitely need a bigger space.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
don't know how
And,
I don't know how you know where everything is. And
oh yeah, and it's a constant dance of moving things around to figure it out. But
you had a lizard in there too, right?
Bro, I got a snake.
A
You have a snake?
And this fucking guy just went missing on Valentine's Day, and he's been missing since.
Wait,
then.
what do you mean? What kind of snake is it?
Ball python.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
No.
So
He got out.
Yeah.
Like just
Where's
escaped?
your located? Where are you located?
In Larkin. No, he's not like outside, but it's just like
So
when I
must-
got back from Vegas, I was cleaning his tank, and I must have not have closed it up right, and he just got out, and he's got like he had like maybe a 15-hour jump on us.
So he's somewhere in the.
Yeah, man, and I can't find him. So it's just like I just set up traps for him and all kinds of shit. So I've been dealing with that the last couple of days as far as trying to find him. He's gotten out before in there. We found him within like 10 minutes, but this time, 3 of us looking for him.
He's deep.
We have not been able to find him. And
He's
the
in
thing
there
is
somewhere.
that he's a 4.5-foot snake. He's about this fucking fat. There's not many places for him to hide that are small and that are like areas that he can like get out of the shop. So I know he's in there, but it's like we went through and you've seen my shop, how much just like shit is in there. And we've gone through it several times, and I just cannot find him. It's blowing my mind now. That's been a couple of days.
Oh, I want to go into your shop, but you got to let me know when he.
Yeah,
he'll
turn up. The
I
last
can't do
time,
snakes.
I lost him one other time in my apartment, and he was gone for like 7 days.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but that particular time, he was like trapped in an area he couldn't get out of. So it's not like he was roaming around. By the time I found him, it was like you couldn't have gotten out of this if you wanted to. This particular time, he's got free reign, so I don't know where he is. He's moving around.
Sneaky little fucker.
I got cameras in there, and they're not sensitive enough to pick him up, which sucks because it's just like if he is out. So it's like right now, if you go into my shop, I got fucking mice on the floor under heat lamps. I got flour on the floor to see if he crossed a certain doorway or something to at least know what direction he's in.
Damn.
And it looks like a fucking seance in there because it's just random ass shit. But
You don't think he's stuck again? Like
he
somewhere?
very well could be, but like I don't have many like tight areas, and it's just like I check them daily. And the next move I'm going to do is like really just have to take out all my inventory. And a lot of my inventory and boxes and stuff are sealed. So it's not like he's in a box, but I really just got to move everything. Because the thing is like you can check one spot and he could be somewhere else. But then tomorrow when you go check it, he moved. You know? So.
Oh, I hate snake. That's like my number one fear.
He's got. I've had him since 2009. He's gotten out 3 times. And this is the second longest time he's been gone. But, we'll figure it out.
I'm sure you will. Yeah. I mean, little sneaky fucker. Could they? Oh man, snakes. Ugh.
I don't mind snakes.
Oh no,
No, he's chill, man. He's not gonna.
I'm afraid of like the local gardener snake, dude.
Well,
I
those
don't
are
like.
sketchy, man. You don't know how they're gonna act. The thing is that they need a heat source.
Yeah.
So it's like check the radiators, check the machinery, puts off some type of heat just so they stay warm because they're cold-blooded. He's hungry because I fed him before I went to Vegas, which is going on 2 weeks now. So he's like cold, pissed off. He's probably about in the area of shedding, which they kind of go blind temporarily while they're shedding.
Oh,
so
okay.
then he's like just agitated, and now he's fucking just out, you know. Damn. So now he's like pissing his own self off. So when I do find him, he's gonna be, you know, probably a little angry.
They like bite? Like, does he like bite?
I got bit by him when he was little, you know, just like 6 inches. I haven't been bitten.
And now he's 4.5 foot, you said?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And
dude.
their teeth are like hooked.
Oh.
So when they bite, when they latch onto you, like the reaction is to like pull them off, but you really can't because they dig in deeper.
'Cause that's just gonna hurt.
So you gotta like push their face into you more to unhook the hook and then pull them. And that's if they latch on and, you know.
What kind of snake is it? Look this up quick.
It's a ball python, so they're pretty
Look up ball
docile to
python.
begin with. You know, they're.
I want to see the image.
Oh,
This
he's
I'm
chill.
abusing the. He actually can be a producer now. We always call him producer, but he does nothing but wear headphones.
Yeah, that's it. He's a normal, so he looks just like
he
those
looks like
first three pictures.
the brown and white one.
And that's just, you know, that's the typical kind they sell at like PetSmart and shit like that. All those other ones are like morphs or different. They kind of like interbreed them and breed them to look, you know, those different colors.
You're a big snake guy. He doesn't look like that.
He's
Click on
chill.
like the first three.
Yeah, like the first three. Yeah, that's considered like a normal.
So that's what he looks like,
Yeah,
kind of.
exactly, like just like that. Yeah, they all look the same.
Damn. What?
But you see how he's like curled up like that?
Yeah.
That, you know, the reason or the why they have the name ball python is because they kind of ball up like that.
Gotcha.
And you can literally just like roll him across the floor, and he'll just stay like that. You know, they don't climb all that much, so that's why it's like I have a feeling he's not like up high on shelving or something.
Oh, okay.
He very well could be, but their species by nature is just like burrowing ground. type
Gotcha.
snakes,
Okay,
you know?
so that was like my thing. I'm like, well, you're gonna be walking around and things gonna be like
Yeah, but then it's like if
on you.
if it gets to a point where he's really cold and, you know, let's say he's in the basement or something, he will climb up high to get to the water pipes for the radiators that are in
Absolutely.
the rafters because it's like, well, now they're
Ugh.
desperate, so they do things that they typically wouldn't.
I don't know. I just have a big phobia of snakes.
Do you?
I don't think
They're pretty chill.
anything without legs that lives on land. Snakes. That's
He
about
is a
it, right?
bearded dragon.
He is a
Oh,
bit.
nice.
I'm okay with the dragon, but ooh,
You weren't at first.
no, not at
This guy's
first. But then
not,
I grew.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. But like, dude, snakes are just like we had like we were in New York City. Like it was on my neck. I'm like, that was freaking out.
Oh, yeah, like
was a
those big ones. They
big-
go
Oh
right
my
down the street.
god, man.
Yeah.
I just
One of
don't
my
like
buddies used to have one
because they can climb shit. They don't even have legs.
I mean, I'm not so concerned about climbing, but when they're that big, they'll definitely wrap your ass up.
Well,
You know,
that-
they're
but, like-
strong and they can't get you off.
I just don't see how if you don't have legs, how you can climb shit.
Bro,
how you doing
it's
that?
all muscle. You ever see one climb a tree?
No, I don't want to.
It's,
I have.
It's wild how they climb
Video
like,
it.
video like a
Look up like
a boa climbing a palm tree. It's wild
Ugh.
how fast they get up there.
then you see like, but like I don't know, like I can't even like really look at pictures without making me squirm. For some
yeah,
reason,
yeah.
I can't do snakes at all.
Yeah, that's
like I
just
see
like-
them, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I said, the gardener snakes. Like if I see it all the way over there, I'm running. I know that thing's not catching up to me. I know it's not doing anything, but I'm
Yeah, like
running.
that one right there.
Oh, absolutely not.
Look at the
that. That's
distance
just,
he clears. He clears by like 3-4 feet at a time.
Oh my God, it's just
coils
not right.
itself up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then-
He got it down pat. And he's going up there to get like a bird or a nest or something. Like,
oh my God, these things live among us, people.
in Florida, that's all that's down there. Reticulated pythons, they got a big problem with them.
Like
too.
I am never going near the Everglades
Oh,
ever. I'll tell you that right now. You're lucky I even get to Florida in general. We were walking out the one day and we saw this massive black one. I'm talking.
Oh, that show's probably poisonous.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
And then we're just walking outside from the house and I'm like, what the fuck is that, man?
That's the ones I wouldn't like.
Ugh.
Some people have poisonous ones as pets, and it's just like, why?
Well, I see that dudes on TikTok. Now you're looking
Yeah,
up like
look at the
anacondas and
size of
shit.
that
Is this an anaconda?
That's a python.
What is it? That's,
That's
a
a
python?
python. Yeah.
Jeez. Aren't pythons in Florida invasive?
Yeah, they're invasive, and they're getting to the point where they're becoming like the top predator because
Because they just be fucking everything up.
they're eating alligators. They're eating all the shit in the Everglades. So they're just
Ugh.
like they do hunts down there just you just go
for
kill
them. Yeah, just go kill them.
yeah.
I see the kid on TikTok all the time.
And
He's
it's
like,
all the pet trade. Like they just buy them as pets. They get to because reticulated pythons they can
because they're not from there,
15, 20 feet. No,
right? So like it had to have just spawned from like pets and shit, and then they just get
and then
out
it's like
or set
when
them free.
when they mate and lay eggs, it's like 50 eggs.
Yeah.
or more, you know. So it's and then you got no natural predators once they get to a certain length.
Big time
Besides
invasive.
man and alligators.
Look up anaconda quick. I just want to spike my fear.
Yeah.
I gotta get the adrenaline going. Anaconda big. Just type in big after
Oh
it.
yeah, they're big regardless.
Urgh. Look at them things, dude. Oh my God. And they can swim. Can python swim?
Yeah, all snakes can swim.
Oh my God!
It's
Why
just
can you
how long
swim?
they can stay underwater and everything.
Oh my God, dude! You don't have legs and you can swim and you can climb. It's just not right.
So anacondas, by weight, they're the biggest snake, but reticulated pythons by length are the biggest snake.
Okay.
So you wouldn't run into an anaconda, I don't think, in the Everglades. They got reticulated pythons.
Those guys are out. Those guys are out those guys are out like south, like deep south, right? Like Africa and shit.
Yeah.
Like South America. What about 33 fucking feet?
Look at what a fucking
880 pounds. Oh my God, man.
That's wild.
What about you know what the coolest snake is though, in my opinion? The cobras. Them shits are cool.
Yeah, they get pretty long too.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy, when they make them dance or they make them
I know.
hypnotized or whatever. That's just wild.
There's a one dude
and
on
then the ones
TikTok.
that they spit. So then it's like you don't even got to worry about it getting you. It can just shoot you from here.
And it gets you in the eyes. You're blind
Right, you're
instantly.
blind, yeah.
What the fuck? Because there's like these guys on TikTok. I'll scroll around once in a while, and they'll be live with these, like you were saying, people have them as pets. These venomous snakes, and like they're just
I've seen them,
they're
yeah.
just sitting there poking them, and people in the comments are like, "You better stop." Like
Dude, some people like they keep snakes as pets loose in their house.
That's
regularly.
fucking
like they
wild.
don't have tanks for them.
That's absolutely
So
wild.
then it's like they're really living amongst them, and like that's just crazy. Like,
That's just absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Like what happens to like?
I don't think they would do venomous ones like that, but just having
hope
multiple
not.
different species of snakes just chilling in the house,
No,
Thanks.
absolutely
Yeah, I
not.
wouldn't do that. Would you let Dart out and just roaming around?
Well, Dara would probably like kill himself now.
No. I mean, if he had like a heated space to go to constantly, because I know he likes the heat. Oh, he tries to go into the heaters?
Right? Yeah, all the reptiles are cold blooded, so they all want to heat.
They
source,
have to have
but-
heat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, when I would let him out in the house, because he's in a tank all day long. So I would let him out in the house, and he'd go for like the AV equipment or the baseboard heaters or whatever. So the first time I lost him, it was one of those scenarios, and my sister had came over and distracted me, and I forgot to grab him before I went to bed and put him back in the tank. So I woke up the next morning, I looked at the tank, and the lid was off. I was like, fuck. So I started looking for him and called her over, and we couldn't find him, and my man was gone for a whole week, And the only reason I found him, I had sliding glass doors and covering my laundry room. I think he got to the point where he was cold, hungry, and pissed off, where he forced himself between the gap of the doors. And
What?
he was like, his body was too thick for the gap. So then I kept hearing, and this was when in the beginning of D-Nice Customs, I had all my equipment in my one-bedroom apartment. So I'm hearing, like, I'm doing some design work, and I'm hearing what sounded like styrofoam rubbing against itself. And I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? And I look down my hallway, and half his body is sticking out of those doors, like 4 feet off the ground. I was like, oh, shit, there you are. So then it became an issue where I couldn't close the doors because his body would have got chopped in half.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just his face is sticking out. I had no access to the back of the doors. So then I'm kind of like nudging him back in there, blocking his head because he's pissed off, ready to bite, striking at me from that position.
Yeah.
And then eventually got him out, and he was freezing. He was cold as shit. And so that was that scenario.
How did you even get him back? Like, you got him
Just
back in?
slowly putting him back in because I couldn't take him out that way. I had to push him back in
Push
to the
him.
point that I can get the doors open to get my body in there and then grab the back of him and pull the rest out.
Right.
So how do you go about like picking him up? Like, is he like cool with you? Like, or like?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't pick them up as much as I should. I only pick them up to take them out to feed them. I don't feed them in the tank because then they kind of like when you do stick your hand in there to clean or something, they think it's like food time.
Yeah.
So he is trained to eat outside the tank, and then occasionally I'll take him out like either outside just to get some sun, or let him go in the shop, and then I'm keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
But his breed, you can certainly just like you see people on the street with those other ones, you could play with them all day long and hang them on your neck and all that stuff. I just don't do that.
Right.
He wasn't brought up like that, so I really don't know if I would trust him to react well to it.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
breed-wise, they are docile.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
They just scare me. I'm just scared 24/7 of them things, man. Snakes, they freak me out.
Yeah, I mean, you're in an area where you run into them too often.
I
so
know,
that's
dude.
great.
I love it here, dude. It's nice. We get like snowstorms. We have like no deadly animals, and that's about it. We don't got tornadoes, hurricanes, anything crazy.
We don't really have. Do we have deadly animals here?
I don't think so.
think
I mean, there might be like
Aside
the
from people
rare.
that, like,
Occasional bear.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. And it's
or
a
people
black
buying
bear.
exotic shit that they release. Like
Absolutely.
my cousin works for animal control, and he gets calls on exotic shit all the time, caimans and
What's a caiman?
like a different version of a crocodile.
Absolutely.
Like a small,
Actually, it's crazy. The
little
fact that you bring that
crocodile.
up. I was at, I'm not going to say the name, but a certain sneaker shop in Buffalo a couple of years ago. And there was a dude, he was trying to put off piranhas, and he had, then he showed me a video in his bathtub of a fucking crocodile. It wasn't huge, but it was this little thing. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, he's trying to sell him.
So
Shit like,
probably
what
that
the-
big without the tail.
but what the fuck?
And then
What are you doing?
a lot of poisonous snakes and shit that
Really?
he'll get
People-
calls on. Because when they
really?
do like raids of, a lot of drug dealers have shit like
Just
that.
fuck
So
shit.
when they do raids, they call him to get the animals out. It's typically dogs and cats or whatever. But when they got exotic animals, he has to deal with them too. And he'd just be telling me these stories of all this shit that. But the thing is like a lot of that wouldn't be in the wild because it would die here in the colder
Yeah,
months.
absolutely. It's we live in a good area for like deadly animals.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to
You
die
might find like
from
a
an
like a
animal.
black widow spider or a wolf spider.
Really? Around here?
Occasionally, yeah.
Black widow?
I had a house I was doing in PA. We definitely ran into black widows.
No shot.
And
Really?
I had a wolf spider in a house I was remodeling one time too, and like a brown recluse.
Oh
So,
wow!
yeah.
No shot, really.
I would be more scared of spiders than I would fucking reptiles or
Yeah.
snakes. Like those fucking things they'll get you.
They'll get you
Yeah.
without you even knowing it until they're like.
Honestly, I'm not afraid of like spiders like visually, but like if
No,
I
me
knew it
either,
was a
but-
black widow, like fuck out of here, I'm gone. Like, I'm
Yeah.
in the elevator and down.
And then the thing is like they're tiny and they just pack. They could knock you out. They can kill you. It's crazy.
they really can.
and they
dude.
can literally just be anywhere. And then like there's that.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
There's that statistic that you eat like 8 spiders a year or some shit. And
Yeah. What happens
While
when one's a
you're
black
sleeping?
widow?
Yeah.
What happens when one's a
Right.
black
Shit
widow?
bites your tongue, your throat.
Fuck.
I'm sure so many people die from a black widow biting their throat every year. It's
Look
like
that
a
up.
weird statistic.
How many people die from eating a black widow in their sleep?
on accident? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. There's no way someone's eating a black widow on purpose.
Right.
I mean, I'm
some
I'm
jackass
sure there's
shit,
definitely people out there. And I feel like anything you can imagine somebody's done or has like
fuck yeah.
or has tried. Do people really swallow spiders in their sleep? Whatever. Black widows though, they're nothing to fuck with. What does a wolf spider look like though? Are those poisonous?
Yeah.
Are they? Can you look up a wolf spider? Because like the town that I grew up in and still live in, we have these. So especially on we see them all the time. Them are poisonous.
Yeah, but some of them, some spiders look like other spiders. So it's like
Okay.
it would be like a non-venomous version of it.
Okay.
Just so they can ward off predators.
We have a bunch of these guys. I don't know if they're these exactly, but like we call them. So I live on a road named Wisconsin Road. Grew up there, right? And we call them Wisconsin Road spiders. My whole life, you see these guys every summer covering the road.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. They look just like that, but I there's no way they're poisonous because look at that.
Like
Looks like it's out of
daddy
Bug's life.
longlegs, they're poisonous.
They're the most poisonous.
yeah, but
I want
they
to
just
say.
got short fangs and they can't do nothing to you. But they're like they're everywhere in Buffalo, as far as I know.
They're
just like-
everywhere.
They're like a basement type of spider.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're like territorial, so they'll like kill centipedes or other spiders
Right.
or whatever. So it's just like kind of having one around is all right.
Absolutely. Danny longlegs. That's crazy to think that they're like very poisonous.
Yeah.
But like they just can't bite us.
I guess their fangs are too short
Has anyone died from a Danny
to like
longlegs?
pierce your skin.
Is it daddy or dandy?
That's true. I don't know.
Is it daddy or daddy?
Daddy. It's gotta be daddy.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy
Yeah, but
longlegs.
like
has
growing
anyone
up, I
ever
used to
died
pick
from
him
a
up by
daddy
the leg
longlegs?
and
Oh
like,
yeah,
play with
for
him and
sure.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, this is so nice having this.
I know.
Is
Oh,
it a
this
myth?
is a new
Yeah. Oh,
thing?
it's a myth that is not harmful to humans, but they kill redback spiders. How? What the fuck?
Dude,
Look
Australia
at
has
venomous.
some crazy
Australia.
spiders.
I
Look
would
up
like
our
to go
daddy
to
longlegs
Australia, but
venomous.
Fuck, there's a lot of dead
That's what
shit
I'm
out there.
fucking saying, man.
That
I don't want to
shit's
go
Like
out
I don't
there.
know how people just survive in Australia. Like they must eradicate
Yes.
them from the cities.
Dude.
'Cause so much of Australia is just outback.
You see spiders the size of this damn
Bro,
fucking
it's spiders, snakes,
lizards.
Everything out there is poisonous too.
You can't even fuck with
Even
like,
kangaroos
koalas
be
or
fucking
kangaroos.
with you.
Yeah, kangaroo fuck
They'd be
you up.
punching you. Oh, so that's purely a myth, apparently.
Oh,
That
no
daddy-
shit.
I honestly believe that too, though.
Oh wait, that they are venomous?
They're absolutely capable of biting humans. While they do have venom, it's barely potent enough to kill insects.
Oh, so it's not like a myth that they're not venomous.
Okay,
but-
so they are venomous, but it's just not enough to even kill an insect.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Fuck them then.
You know what I would really be scared of, dude, is fucking jellyfish. Because it's like you're in the ocean, bro. You're having a good
big
time.
ones, yeah.
Any ones. There's one called Irukandji. It's like
Look
the
up jellyfish
size
quick.
of like a pencil eraser. And it's the most venomous one. Like little shit is the most potent venom because they gotta get.
Have
the
you ever
kill.
been stung by one?
No,
I've been stung by a jellyfish.
I would feel a jellyfish. I mean, I would feel getting stung by a jellyfish would just be the worst thing because
I got stung by a jellyfish on my
multiple
calf,
times.
and I pissed on my own calf because
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that would.
what I heard that,
I thought
yeah.
it was true, but I don't think it is.
Because I like doing shit in the ocean, but it's like fuck, these guys are out.
Florida,
here. They're
some parts
visible,
of
like,
Florida,
Yeah.
Look at them
just are
things.
loaded with them.
Yeah, like look at the one in that vial.
Well,
It's
they're
mad small.
so Max and TJ are in Daytona
Yeah,
right now.
Irukandji, that's the one.
So there's those jellyfish that like wash up. Like I don't know if like you've been to Florida, been to like South Carolina, any of the Carolinas, they wash up on a beach, like the dead ones.
Yeah, they're
So-
still poisonous.
Yeah. So Max sends me, or TJ sends me a Snapchat today of Max fucking playing with one. He titled, he said free pocket pussy, and he's playing with it on the beach. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It's fucking Max with his broken hand. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, the fact that they're like clear and translucent, and you're just chilling
Creepy.
in the water, and their tentacles are so long. I think that will just get you.
You know what's really fucked? Octopus. This is octopi.
Yeah.
Them things are fucked.
Yeah.
They're just not
There's
real.
There's some weird.
How are they
animals.
real?
I legit think like you're out here, like the people are in space looking for aliens. It's like go to the ocean, dude. There's
Bro.
plenty of weird shit down
An
there.
octopus has to be an alien.
Bro, octopus. You ever see like a cuttlefish?
cuttlefish,
It basically
no.
does the same thing an octopus does as far as mimicking its environment. But there's a video of a cuttlefish on a chessboard.
Oh, that backfired on you. But yeah, keep going.
It's a cuttlefish on a chessboard, and he turns into the black and white squares along his
What
whole
is it called?
body. A cuttlefish.
Type this in, cuttlefish.
It's fucking wild.
So
because-
you don't want to cuddle with them.
I guess not. But, it's amazing that the animal could do that, and it's just like
Yeah.
that's pretty alien-like. If the predator turned himself invisible, like
The fuck is even that?
yeah, look at that shit.
Dude, that is an alien, man.
The hell is even that?
What the hell is even that? That is an alien.
For sure, and it's like how many other things down there look just like that or crazier, and it's just especially like deep ocean, the
Yeah.
abyss type.
Yeah, the shit
creatures.
that we don't even know about,
look
like
crazy.
deep down.
Yeah.
What's the one that they call the type in earthquake fish? This is great having this. He hates us now. He
Yeah.
actually has to do shit. I love it. Earthquake fish.
Brett's gonna
So-
start calling off.
So, so apparently, go to images. So apparently, like I saw this happen, and then there was like an earthquake in Japan.
Oh yeah, and it
So
really
yeah,
came up.
they captured it in right here in those
on,
first
that
two
shit is-
pictures, and then also on the right. No, go to the first two.
Yeah, that shit's huge.
So they saw this motherfucker come up, and apparently they're so deep down you rarely ever see them. But apparently they come up when they're sensing an earthquake. But then there was a massive earthquake like a month after.
Look at the size of that thing. You know what?
Huge.
What are they called? Like squid, like just giant squid.
Giant squid are fucking
They're,
crazy
like, so
too.
elusive. There's like 2 videos of them on.
Absolutely.
They're enormous, and those wash up once in a while.
And now we're talking like getting into it, but like, what do we think about like megalodons? Are them things still out there? I don't
That would
know.
be crazy. I mean, people still find their teeth, and it's like this wide.
Holy
Like, this
shit.
Enormous.
Massive. Look at what megalodon tooth. All right, this is the last time we abuse it, but like we're gonna abuse it for this episode. Tooth.
Yeah, like look at the one in the hand right there. It's like
Look at that compared to a great white. You thought a great white was big.
Right.
Holy mother of fuck.
I would
Look
love,
at that.
but I would love to go like shark cage diving.
Oh, I would do it.
I
I would
would do that
100% do
shit.
it.
I
do
don't
that
know,
shit.
dude. I've seen some videos where those cages start to
Yeah,
break.
or the shark get in there. But
Look at that size
still.
comparison. Oh my
that's,
god.
that's fucking wild.
And the thing is, the great whites are usually like 20 fucking foot or damn near. What the hell is even that? No, I would do cage diving though.
Oh, for
I
sure.
would. I was like looking into it.
That's one of those Hawaii things you could do because there's like the warm waters out
Absolutely.
Dude, yeah,
I was looking Mexico.
there. Yeah.
Dude,
Mexico is probably the worst place to do it. I wouldn't trust them.
sketch.
to-
Yeah, but
Yeah, just like in general.
I'd probably do it off like Florida coast though.
yeah, maybe. I
Think
don't know,
like
dude.
I don't know if I want to see like the biggest great white, but like I want to see a
Well, that's
great
the thing,
white.
Too, it's like whatever sharks are in that area.
I've seen a great white. Like we did it off of Myrtle Beach, and we were deep sea, and we were chumming. I've seen one, but I want to
seen a great
see
white?
one. Yeah, I
Oh,
want to
shit, really?
see one though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then they do it. They do it where you like get in like shallow ice water, like 20 feet of water, and you're like on the ground and you're chumming down there.
Fuck
But that's
that.
a different story. You
Fuck
know?
that.
You're like legit scuba diving at the same time.
Yeah, no.
I don't fuck with the ocean.
You don't even like water.
Oh no.
I just don't like the ocean.
Ocean's scary as hell.
Oh, for
Weed's
sure.
sketchy.
It's super
I mean, I've
scary.
jumped out of planes.
That's what I'm saying. No one they're
Like-
exploring it, but not to the degree they are like doing space. Like this shit's
Absolutely.
right here.
Yeah, right.
You know, and the pressures and shit down there. they gotta do. A lot of those fish that are deep sea fish, the reason they don't come up is because if they do, they'll like pop or they'll die
Yeah.
because they're not used to like the pressure
pressure.
difference. Just like that submarine, you know.
And then we're talking about
those people weren't used to the pressure either.
I saw,
that was
I
fucked
saw
up.
the I saw the no I saw it was Valentine's Day the other day. I saw one of the fake Valentine's cards. It said my heart will implode for you or
Oh, fuck,
my love
yeah.
implode or something like
Bro,
that.
the meme culture when shit goes down is so fast
Brutal,
and
isn't
brutal.
it?
It's wild. Like those shits were coming
Fast.
up like the next day.
Fast and ruthless, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
Now you can like call it up like, oh, that's gonna be a meme, and it's like, sure enough.
absolutely anything. But then you have like we're talking about ocean here, talking about space, talking about ocean. Dude, there's land animals that haven't been discovered, man.
Oh fuck yeah! Every year at the end of the year, they like do a list of newly discovered things, even if it's like a different species of a turtle or something.
Some of them motherfuckers are weird looking too.
You know, alligators were around like before dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs? Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I mean, it makes sense. Like they don't fucking get sick. The same with great whites. They don't get sick. They just
Them motherfuckers are just
apex
here.
predators. Do whatever. Fuck they want.
Absolutely. And we just look like bitches compared to them.
Fuck yeah! You just left a fleshy bag.
No shit,
Tear 'em
man.
up.
Like we're food. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Honestly, sharks scare me too, but I'm still more afraid of snakes. I can't do snakes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know a snake can get near you. Like a shark, you gotta get near it.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely, right. No, yeah, I mean, you got a good point. Like I'm safe here,
Right.
but I don't know what's in here.
Right. There was that some like excursion you could do at the Atlantis in Bahamas with sharks, and a kid got bit not too long ago.
Damn.
I saw that he was, and then they were like trying to get him out. I think it just got his leg and
Those
shit
are
like
usually
that.
like well-fed, probably doped-up animals, and they still got his ass. And it's like, oh shit.
You can't take the fucking nature out of the beast, man.
For sure.
Shit, it's a wicked world, and we're just fucking humans.
Mm-hmm.
There's like people. You're talking about pets. There's like people having chimps, dude.
Oh, bro, a chimp will fuck you.
I want like
Not
a
a chimp,
finger monkey,
but like,
man.
yeah, like a
I want
little
like a little monkey that's gonna crawl on me and shit and just play with me. That's as
Yeah.
big as he'll stay.
Yeah, not like a real.
I had the opportunity in Florida to do a thing with a chimp at a zoo, and it was just a baby, probably a year old, and the fucking strength was ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, you don't, it's like, it's small in baby size, so you think you gotta be gentle with it. He was like, just let him do his thing. He'll crawl all over you. You don't gotta aid or nothing. And it's wild. Like, once they get to a certain age, they just can't do that anymore because they'll fucking rip your face off.
Rip your fucking face
Yeah,
off,
dude,
man.
which has happened. And it's just
Yeah.
like, that's probably like the scariest animal that people try to keep.
Hell yeah. Like the sheer strength on half these fuckers. Like on that something
And
like
they're like not in a lot of zoos. Like I think
Yeah.
I can't remember what zoo I went to, but they had them, and it's like you go look at them, it's like holy shit. Like
you have like gorillas in a lot of zoos.
yeah, but not chimps.
But not
'cause
chimps.
They're social, and you know they're just super intelligent. They're
Yeah.
like fuck this place. We're not listening to you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure, just
Like
get out of
I
it.
am stronger than you.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking hell. They're gonna start talking and be like, I am Caesar. Fucking rip your face off.
They're coming out with a new one of those though. That was
Are they?
a dope one,
Yeah. They're not. It's not like a sequel though. It's like something totally
No, they always like
new,
redo
kind of.
it.
Yeah.
But-
Dude, monkeys are scary.
for sure. Keeping like any exotic animals, like tigers and shit like that. It's just
There's
odd.
people that own tigers. What the fuck?
That person on TikTok.
Can you
has-
do that one last thing? Can you do
Oh
one
my
last thing? It's type in guy sitting with white lion. No, not Mike Tyson. We've all seen the Mike Tyson tiger. We all know that. Mike Tyson talks about his tigers. He's like, dude, those tigers. If anybody else walks in that cage,
Oh, yeah,
you're
fuck 'em up.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But I walk in, type in
I don't
guy
even
with
believe
white
that.
with white lion, and then like type it like
There's a
TikTok or
person
something.
on TikTok that has like a Rottweiler and a like a black.
Now go to
panther.
videos.
Oh yeah, and they're like buddies.
Yeah.
yeah. They
It's
do
crazy.
like a partnership system.
with that.
But the cat was like a kitten when
Yeah.
they got it, and then they raised it with the dog.
They do that a lot with cheetahs, like at zoos. They
Yeah,
do a
with
companion
dogs.
thing.
Yeah, because cheetahs are like weirdly. I don't know.
They're like more chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like kind of scared of it
And they want to. Yeah,
stuff.
they're a little sketchy, so they want like a buddy.
Type in TikTok after it.
You ever see a liger
Yes.
Yeah.
in person?
No.
Fucking huge, dude. They are huge.
Right there, that one. Watch this. This shit's fucking crazy. This dude just got this thing chilling on him. Oh no. Got to drag the puzzle piece. Fucking.
Well, there's like these UA guys that got a lot of money. They
tell
just
me
got
he
these
shows
exotic
it.
things.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck are you doing,
God
dude?
damn.
No shot.
Do you ever see when they do it with hyenas?
No.
Like they'll just
Hyenas
have-
are vicious
they'll just-
too.
Exactly. They'll just have a hyena chilling in the front of their Bugatti, and it's just like on a chain. Like that's an animal you can't fucking probably tame.
Those guys are out
There's
there.
another guy on TikTok that works at an animal sanctuary thing or whatever, and
Yeah,
he's,
some Joe
he's
Exotic
like
shit.
real cool with the wolves.
What?
Oh
the-
yeah, wolves will fuck you up too.
And he's just like rubbing his face on them and stuff, and
Yeah.
they have hyenas
I gotta
too. And
imagine
he's doing the same
sometimes
thing.
those things they're either like so doped up or
They
just
have
chill
to
with
be,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Well, he said like he would
There's a
never
doping
recommend
right there.
anyone going up to
Oh,
a
hell
wolf,
no.
right?
Hell no.
And he raised them since they were a puppy in his own house.
That looks fake, but
That's definitely fake.
It's definitely fake.
That's some mid-journey
The
shit.
scary thing about wolves is that they'll fucking work together to get your ass. Like,
Hell yeah.
like how are y'all talking? Like,
Hell yeah.
Shit, I think you got anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, we
anything?
were just rambling. I love it.
Hey man, it's all good. D Nice Customs on Instagram, Facebook, email. I set up a BotchPod discount code, so if anybody
Oh,
needs
shit.
anything,
Oh
they could
shit!
Oh
either
shit.
type that into the website or mention it when you shoot me an email. And we'll
If
go
you
from there.
watch this far, you just got the plug.
right,
Actually,
We might even put it on screen at the beginning or something.
I think we
yeah,
have
it's
to,
just
right?
BotchPod,
I think
and
we have to.
just mention that and give you a 10% discount on whatever you need.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! And we'll put your Instagram and stuff in the
Yeah, everything will be
description
linked in the
on
description.
YouTube.
Cool, appreciate it.
But thank you for coming through.
Yeah, man, thank you guys.
Thank
Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, you're a big fat pussy bitch.